Hi, I'm CP with Tri-State Auto Glass. Recently, we had a large insurer come to us and wanted us to do a video sort of talking about how to choose the right auto glass company. We do a lot of social media, we do some videos, we've got training series coming on ADAS and lots of other things, and we said sure, we'll put together something. So first of all, the first thing you need to understand when you're choosing an auto glass company is there's no state or federal regulations to be one. There's no inspection process like you have at a restaurant. They get a grade on the door. There's no inspection process for installations like a mechanic would have to be a certified mechanic. Doesn't exist for auto glass. So anybody can go get a business license, put their name on a truck and say they're an auto glass company. So be cautious when you're choosing a company. We've been in business 41 years and we're part of what is called the Auto Glass Safety Council. Now, a company doesn't have to be part of that. They can choose to be part of that. But it's another level of inspection. They do random audits of our paperwork, random audits of our installations. They test all of our techs. They go through testing. They go through the certification process. So make sure whoever you choose has some kind of checks and balances, because this is a safety issue. Your windshield is a safety device. When I say safety device, a lot of people think, safety device, what do you mean? They think about anti-lock braking, they think about lane departure and all those different things in their car. Well, your windshield's that original sort of safety device. First of all, it keeps anything from coming in the car and hitting you when you're driving down the road. That's the obvious. Secondly, it directs the direction of that airbag. When your airbag explodes back, it goes up and back and creates a curtain towards you. If that windshield is put in poorly, incorrectly, not put in the correct glue, it's going to blow that windshield out and the airbag is going to go away from them and they're going to get hurt, maybe even killed. That windshield has to be installed properly or the airbag's not going to direct correctly. And third, when your car rolls over, and let's hope that never happens to you, if you have a rollover accident, that windshield is responsible for 40% of the vehicle of the car, 40% of its weight. So if that windshield pops out or doesn't hold, that roof's going to crush fast. Someone's going to get hurt. So it's a safety issue from the very beginning. So make sure whoever you choose somebody who has a record, keeps up with safety, and has some kind of checks and balance and can answer those kind of safety questions for you. We've talked about it being a safety device. Let's talk about what actually happens. So if you get a crack in that windshield, you get a chip. Your windshield is three parts. There's a piece of glass, a piece of vinyl and laminate, then a piece of glass. So if they have a chip in their windshield, as long as it's not bigger than a quarter, and it hasn't gone through the first piece of glass into the laminate, a lot of times it can be repaired. We can fix it and save that windshield. A lot of times, even during the repair process, it will split on its own and continue to split. Then it has to be replaced. So keep that in mind. A lot of repairs can be saved, some can't. And if it's in that motor vehicle area right in front of the driver, it has to be replaced. It's not allowed to be left there. If there's a crack across that windshield, as long as it's not bigger than $1 and not in the driver's view, that can be replaced. But again, cracks will still try to run and still do those things. And again, just like I talked about earlier, as it being a safety issue, in a rollover, it's structurally not as sound. So keep that in mind, that it's time to repair or time to replace that windshield. Always look for safety first. So you've got a chip, you've got a split, you've decided that it has to be replaced or has to be repaired. So you call a company. We've talked about the inspection process and the training process and who can be a glass company. But when you call here, the next step, filing that claim. Our CSRs, we've been in business 41 years, and I'd say the average one has been here 15, 20 years. They've been here a very long time, they've seen every vehicle, and there's differences to vehicles. So understand, when somebody says I need a quote on a 2019 Ford Escape, it could be 10 windshields for that. There's some Toyotas that have 20 windshields based on a tint, a covering, wiring, cameras, non-cameras. It varies. So there's a lot of questions that has to be asked about that vehicle. It's not just simply one piece of glass. There's about 2,500 different combinations out there. So it takes some time. But when they call here, our CSRs are going to walk them through the entire process. We'll research and find the correct windshield. We'll find the time in the schedule that works for them. We'll go to them, bring them to us. We'll go anywhere that they need to make sure this gets done properly. We've talked about choosing a company. We've talked about the safety issues. We've talked about a claim. Let's talk about the next big thing that's in the industry, and that's ADAS. Everyone is trying to build an autonomous vehicle, and that's where the ADAS is coming from. ADAS, Automated Driver Assistance Systems. They're there to assist the driver. They're not there to drive the car for the driver. They need to understand. Too many commercials and too many people think they can get in their car, hit a button, it'll drive for them. We're not there yet. The goal is to get there, but we're not quite there yet. So when your client calls in to claim, we have to see if they've got a camera, and we have to have those features recalibrated. Why do they have to be recalibrated? Well, when they're installed on the assembly line, that camera is put in place and tested based on where that windshield was put in placement of the car. When we put it back in, us and no one else will put it back the same way the manufacturing deadline did. If it's off 1 millimeter up, down, left, or right, it's pitched out one way or the other way, top to bottom, it's not going to view the road the same way. If the camera is put back in and is tilted or leaned too far, it's not going to view the road the same way. So we've got to reteach that camera how to see the road, how to pick those things up. Now, we do a series of videos. There's one on our website talking about the importance of doing that, the system that we use, and we have a whole series planned talking about the lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, mitigated braking, all of those things that are coming from ADAS and those things that are coming in the future. So keep watching our website for more of those videos.